Hi, this is Cool PC Doc here. Um, I am in the process of rebranding my channel. I'm gonna focus on Lego creations, um, so design software or Lego builds that I do. So today I am going to be demonstrating, doing a basic tutorial on a free program called LEOCad, or I like to refer it as LegoCAD, but it's LEOCAD. It is a free system. It gives you all the instructions to install, download it, install it, and I'm going to put the link for it in the computer. I've downloaded it for Windows. I've also am using it on my Linux Mint system. It works really well. So I just wanted to point that out. But today's basic tutorial is going to be we're going to go and browse the parts library, add new pieces to a model, move and rotate pieces, create a model with multiple steps, and we're going to learn how to change the view position and orientation and select objects. So this tutorial is going to be on the fly. I've played with it for a little bit here and it seems like it's okay. And then I'm going to do in the future a video from my desktop computer with Bricklink's Studio, which is what I generally use for design. But I wanted something that I could Um, I wanted another program that I could use on my Linux system. I have a Linux laptop that I like to sit and use up in the living room. So I wanted to be able to design stuff while sitting there. So that is why I started exploring this. So we're going to dive into the uh, program here. All right. This is the software. It's fully rotational. It shows you can zoom in, zoom out with the mouse wheel. I set it up so that I have the x-axis is this way, y-axis is that way, and z-axis is your up and down, so from your top. Up here I can also go flip, and now I'm on a top view. I can go to a bottom view or a front, yeah, bottom view. Actually, that's a back view. But there's no model on there. So what we're going to do is we are going to position this, and I am going to go over to my other computer and roll the instructions. So I'm going to have two mice in play. I've got two computers in play here. So this presents LEOCAD presents a standard graphical interface, user interface, a tile bar, menus, tools at the top. So we have our toolbars up here. We have our parts up here. We have our colors. We have a roll. We have much more than that. We have our parts. We have our properties, which we can change properties. We have timeline. So this is where you're going to add your steps to your designs. We have your preview of a part. So we're going to go back to parts. I want to grab a piece, and I'm going to grab this Technic with pins. Okay, so we've got that piece here. Now we're going to go into the preview mode. I want to know what this piece all has. So we'll zoom out a little bit. I can rotate this thing, and I can see this is a rectangular with a stud on the bottom in the middle, and it's two studs on top, and it's two Technic pins coming out the side. So I know what that piece is. So we can delete that off our design, but that's going to still remain up there. So now I can go back to parts, and Up here in parts, we got categories. So we're going to look for um, some parts in the coming up here, but I wanted you to see we can change. So I want that. I don't want the gray. This is a let's go and look and see what this one is here. I have the decorated parts turned off because I didn't want to be seeing all the decorated parts. If I'm looking for a decorated part, I'll go to that. So this is a 1x3 brick. Okay, but I want to know what it looks like, the preview of it. And this is standard looking Lego 1x3 gray. Now, just because I changed that color there doesn't mean it's going to change on this piece. If I wanted to change the color on that, I go to this paint can and I do that. Now it's a green piece. So it's very easy to use that way. So we're going to delete that. Got to select it. Let me go get my pointer to select it. With this pointer, I can do multiple things with it. I can move it up. I can move it down, below the grid. I can rotate it. I can decide what kind of angle I want to put on it. I can move it left, right, that or front, forward, back, um, and then to left, right. So it's very intuitive that way. It's very easy to use. So anyway, we're going to go back to the parts and we're going to dive into doing a little build. So in this, we're going to do a blue 1x4 plate. And we're going to add it. There's several ways to add a piece to the model. Simply dragging it from the parts list into the model view. While dragging the piece, you will see a preview of where it is placed as you move the mouse. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So we're going to drag it in to the center of the grid. So let's go to plate. We're going to make it blue. No, not bright pink, blue. I hit the right pink. Now we're going to scroll down here through our parts. That's a 1x5. And this is the 1x4. So let's drag this out here. We're gonna look at the bottom of it, the preview of it. So pretty standard 1x4 plate. Okay, I can show you what I mean by we can use the handles and move it. Okay, so I want it on that side of the line based on the design that they have for me. The next piece we're going to do a 2x4 brick is going to go in here, and we're going to be 2 bricks between it, two studs between it. So this is where I'm going to switch back to parts, and we're going to put in this thing. I'm going to change the color to a red just to see if they have a better brick choice, and then I'll change the color of it. Or better yet, I'll just go like this. I'll just go to blue real fast here. I'll scroll down to see if I find what I'm looking for. We're going to place this one on the. It's not the exact same shade of blue that I think it is. Just now let's look at that one. Let's look at the preview. Okay, it's 2x4. That's what I was looking for. The first one I picked, it gave me with the square holes. So we've got that in place. So go on to the next step. So these are all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you over in the timeline here. This is step 1. Okay. I'm putting 2 pieces in here for step 1. Now I'm going to click on the step 2 because the next step we're going to add some more pieces. So now we've got that, and everything we add is going to fall under the step 2. We'll go back to parts. Now we're looking for a 2x8 blue piece. This is where it gets to be a little bit more tricky, but we got this. So let's go like this. 2x6. Let's go and look at this one. Let's see, this is not the piece we want. So, and I can tell you that it's not what we want. We're going to go to the preview. So here it's got erased with some studs there and some studs on the side. It's not what we want. So we're going to go back to the parts. This is another one with the raised studs on the other side. Okay, let's look at this one, preview. This is one designed to have a worm gear going in it. So we don't want that one. So there's a lot of options of pieces and parts in here. And here we go. Okay, now you'll notice when I rotated it, rotated right off of the center point. So wherever it was, so obviously it's not going to line up exactly. So we're going to go like this. Okay, so now I'm lined up pretty much where I want it to be. And I can use these little handles here to push it to where I want it on the model. And it looks like it is a good connection. So I'm rotating this back around so that my view looks the same as the instruction sheet. Can also use the keyboard to rotate on all axes using the shift and using the page up or page down keys. Well, we'll try that with a different piece just to see what it looks like. So we'll grab one of these and we're gonna have it selected and we're gonna go shift like so. So you can also use arrow keys to move it. But the shift would be page up, page down. So very interesting. We're going to delete that piece off of the build. So now in the timeline, we're going to go here. Now I want to see, I'm going to click on step 1. And up here you've got where we can see the steps as we go. Step 2. And then we're going to step 3 now. And the first 2 pieces should have been in step 1 and the second piece should have been in step 2. Um, Now we're going to add a steering wheel into this build. So we're going to go and look for a steering wheel. I don't know what that's under. vehicle parts. We'll scroll through the list here till we find the little steering wheel. There's some steering wheels. Notice it's wanting to just lock right on in there. That's so what we need to do is we need to rotate this. So we're going to go shift and rotate it. And we want 4 studs at the now I'm right even. Change my view. And now we have the steering wheel put in. So not overly difficult. Next, we're going to insert a mud guard. So I'm going to pull this out. This looks to me like it's the right piece, but we're going to go and look at the preview of it, make sure it looks like what I'm supposed to have, what I need for this build. It does. So we're going to go and put this in here. And voila, we have the rear mud fender put on. So I used keyboard keys and the mouse. It helps me give a little bit better control of where I'm moving the piece. So now we're going down we're going to add a 45-degree 2x2 slope above the mud guard and another to the front of the car. And then we'll add a 1x4 piece to that. So we're going to go on to the next step here. So let's go to timeline. Step 4. That's a 65. .45 slope brick. We need 2 of these. Let me go and see. Okay, so we're going to put one right on the front where the steering wheel is. I'm going to use the shift page up, page down to rotate my piece. Now it moves it a little off. Okay, so now we're going to move that to the front of the steering wheel. So we're going to highlight it. And there she is. Now we're going to put one on the back. Okay, doesn't like where I have it, so we're going to go up. And I'm going to move it forward with my little arrows. Oh, I don't like it the way it's sitting there, so I'm going to have to rotate it. Now I don't like the view I'm in, so I can go up to my view menu here and I can go and reset views. I'm going to rotate this. So we're going to go shift and I'll pull it back into position where it needs to be. Now I need to add a 1x4 plate on top of this second piece here. So let's go and get us clear that filter. Sometimes trying to search it by that is a little more cumbersome than I like to deal with sometimes. That usually makes it a little easier for me when I type in plate. And there she is. So let's go to the next step. Just to verify it, I clicked that arrow to advance to the next step. So let's go timeline. And now we're on step 5. So now we need to add wheels to the car, it says. So we are going to go and flip the model upside down. And we are going to look for wheels, axles. They are going to be black. As you can see, there's a big variety of different kinds of parts you can put in. Nope, that is not the piece we need. Do, do, do. And it might be under all parts. As you see, there's a big variety of different pieces and parts. And not all, I don't always know exactly where they're located in here. That was a 2x4 with pins. I want a 2x2 with pins. So Right here, I found it. So now it flipped the piece upside down and I can drag it right over my model. And I have that one right where it needs to be. And the next one will be going okay, so we're going to rotate this. And look at that. All right. Right, we're going to step 6. Going to call parts, go back to the parts menu here, and we're going to add a wheel 6.4 and a tire 6.6 and 5 6/50 offset tread. If you zoom in closer, you'll notice that the default movement in increments is not possible to get a wheel aligned correctly. So you'll have to deselect the snap to grid. Okay. So we're going to select these 2 tires. So we are looking for the 650 by 8 offset. We're going to select that. And we're going to select the 6.4 by 8 wheel rim. And we are going to select both of them simultaneously, I believe. So we're looking for 6.4. 6.4 by 8. 6.4 by 8. We're going to go Control and select. Okay. So we are going to find that tire again. Was a 650. And you notice that doesn't want to work and put them together. So this is where we have to use a little bit of, let's look at the preview of this wheel. Okay. Let's look at the preview of this tire. So we're going to go up here to the snap. We're going to disable that. I can rotate my view to whichever way I need it to be. All right, now I'm going to select that and I'm going to hit Control. And I'm going to select the tire. Now I have the whole unit as one. And we're going to Shift and rotate. Shift and Control to grab both of them. So you move the view to whatever viewpoint you need to see it at. This is where it gets to be really hard. That looks pretty stellar. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to highlight these again. And I'm going to duplicate this and we're going to put it over here. So we're going to go we're going to use the Control D to duplicate. Now I should have the height, the correct height. I just need to drag it. Oh, it did not do it. Ah, I saw where I could see through it. Now it's better. So now we're going to go like this, and we're going to go where I'm going to use the Control C. Now I'm going to use the Control V to have the duplicate of that tire. This is where eyeballing helps. Looks like that last axle piece was in the wrong spot. So I am going to roll back to different step. Aha. Ah, I know what I did wrong. It's buried in the axle. Shame on me. So we're going to delete this piece off of the board. I am going to go back and fix this build step. All right, I need to reset my view. Look at that. So now we have that in the right spot. Reset view. Control V. Shift. Page down. Turn it around. View reset. Now, so I don't have to do all that rigmarole, I'm going to do this again and do another Control C, and then I'm going to do a Control V. Now you notice it's doubled up. Then I just take that second arrow and I go we now have the wheels on our car. Very cool. So we're clicking along on this video. Um, I hope you've been able to follow this really well. It's fairly simple Lego design, but I have it down to figuring it out. I was trying to do this off of a PDF file the other night on my laptop upstairs, and the okay. And now we just need to design our minifig. Okay, so let's go into we're going to go into the minifig designer. We're going to rotate this view around. Okay. This is just a very simplistic car to show us how to do this stuff. So we are going to design a minifig with a smiling face and all the fun stuff. So we're going to go into the parts menu over here. We're going to go and we're going to show decorated parts. Reason I do that is because I want to make sure we get the right pieces available to us. So now we're going to go into minifig wizard under the piece. Oh, look at that. We have a whole, I have to make another window capture here. Maybe I can just transform this one into that. Okay, now you're looking at what I am looking at. So we're going to keep the color of it, the hat, red, but we want a racing style helmet. We click on the menu. We'll leave him with the little smiling face he already has. Looks just like our minifig. The torso. Let's go like this. Looks like it's a white torso. So I'm moving my image over a little bit. We have to kind of look through and find what we're kind of looking for. Found the red with the blue stripe. I need a blue with the red stripes. And there she is. Whoop. Now we're going to change the hips to blue. The left leg, the, the legs are going to be we're going to leave the hands yellow. Oh, the arms have to be white. And we have to make the legs blue. Okay, now I have to go back to my other image, and away we go. Now my minifigure was just thrown into my model. So he can be rotated just like anything else. So shift and voila. So now we're going to go and we're going to save this as we are going to call this car, and then we have to give it the extension LDR. So car dot LDR. I'm using the LEGOCad Studio stuff. So this is going just in my documents. Okay, so we're going to go save. So now I'm going to open from documents, and I can see the file now is a LDR. And there it pulled up my new so I worked on it backwards, but you get the gist. So we'll just view. So we're going to just go and reset the view. And there you have my little minifig. He's standing in the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm not worried about where he's standing because that's irrelevant at this point. So now we can go in here and let's look at the timeline on this set. And there it shows the minifig, and I'm going to take the minifig and I'm going to select all the pieces and parts. And some of these pieces are probably because now minifigs are sold in one big piece. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go to move to selection after. So now the minifig is moved to step 7. These parts are all obsolete by Lego standard, but they're because now when you buy the minifig legs, you buy both of them together. You buy the torso with the arms, that sort of thing. So then we can step through this and you can go to beginning. So that is the way we design using, this is just the very basics. I went to the wrong. All right, that was the very basics of what we do um, with this program. I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback and say it was a little learning curve for me to play with it, but so was Bricklink Studio. I watched a uh, a gentleman who now works for Lego overseas. His name is Boone. He was a phenomenal YouTuber. He did a bunch of, if you're using Windows, if you're using the Bricklink Studio app, that he has a lot of great YouTube videos. So everything that I learned about that, I learned from him. So fantastic, fantastic guy. Um, I emailed back and forth with him, chatted with him, that sort of thing. So it was a really cool thing to rub elbows with a guy who's a master builder for Lego. So phenomenal. He's check his stuff out as well. And thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube page. It's been a blast designing this video. Now I'm gonna and just making this video, and I'm gonna put links to the LEOCad the site where you can download the software for this. You can download it for Windows, you can download it for Apple, and you can download it for Linux, which is what I am running it on. I'm running it on my Linux. I'm running my OBS Studio on Linux, and I've got both my computers in the same area space. So I've got one, two, three, four, 5 monitors around here. Behind me in the back is well, you see part of my Lego build room. But that's kind of what we're doing. This was the picture up in the upper corner of my screen of the biplane that I did. I actually have the kit for that. I built it in the designer, then on the CAD on the Bricklink Studio software, and I rendered it so that it would have a clear translucent background. And then I took a picture of the sky with some clouds so to make it look like it was actually flying. So if you want to know how I do some of my stuff, that's how I do it. A lot of fun stuff. Anyway, check back often. I'm going to be updating my YouTube page, the design and layout of it. So something more to look forward to as we start moving into doing some Lego designing, and I'm currently working on a 2 foot by 3 foot castle keep that is a very costly, expensive project, and it's a slow work in progress. But I've got to do some work on that some point this rest of this week. But we'll see what I have time for because I've got yard work and things like that. So, anyway, thanks for watching me on my channel, and you have a really great and awesome day.